So I'm just gonna go through a quick primer on how to set up one of these Free Fire Electronics timers and for F1b. So the timer is inside behind this plate. It's attached to this metal plate here. This little 2-pin plug here is for a flasher. For charging, you flip this little door back and there's a 2-pin header right there. You just pull that out in a pigtail and plug it in for charging. This is the start button right here. This antenna is your RDT antenna. This is the GPS. You can see that the little green light there is flashing. That means it's got power and it's on a long pigtail, so you can unplug it and plug it as needed. When you're flying, you just push that down inside the fuselage. What I would suggest is wrap some rubber around it lengthwise, because that'll provide some friction so that it seats down in the fuselage and stays there. What I would do also is, you just got one of these, you just move it from fuselage to fuselage. So each fuselage has got this cavity and the pigtail sticking out. You just plug it in and shift it from one fuselage to the other. So you can track your model with GPS. Setting the timer up. So right now it's in DT mode. So it's dethermalized. So this is the bottom arm here is the DT arm. The next one up is auto rudder. The next one up, which is attached to the wing wiggler, is this one. That one is, wing wiggler, as I said. And the first one here is the variable incidence stab, of VIT. And then this one over here is your prop release for delayed prop release. This is set at like 0.13 seconds, so almost instant. The moment you release the button, this will go. The VIT is around 3.5 seconds. The wing wiggler and auto rudder kick in at the end of the prop run at about 38 seconds. And of course the DT time is set according to whatever the DT time is, 180 seconds, 240, or for flyouts longer. So that's the basics. So I'm going to now reset the model. So I'm going to press the button. Now it's awake. Green light comes on. I'm going to press and hold. It's moving the servo so I can set my DPR. Press again. DPR is set. Timer is set now. So now it's ready to fly. So now you would rig up all the lines to it. Press and hold. Now it's ready to launch. Launch. DPR goes immediately. 3.5 seconds later, this is the VIT. And then 40 seconds later, or I should say 37 seconds later, the auto rudder would go. I can DT it now. That DTs it. This is the RDT transmitter. So now it's back to, I'm going to reset it again and show you something else. The other RDT you have is this guy. This is the programming box. Okay. It's got a little hatch back here. You can switch it on and off with that little switch. It's on right now. I can wake it up just by pressing this, so now it's awake. If I start it again, flying, this red zone here, you press this, and it RDTs as well. Okay, so you've got two sources of RDT. Okay, for programming the model, you have to point these two little infrared sensors here at this little window. There are two little sensors on the board that are on the other side of that little window. And all you do is you point it at the board and you say read. And this is giving you all the timing settings. To change them, you would click read again. Hold on, there we go. You have to sort of press it fast. And a little star comes up and says, okay, now you're on the DPR setting. If I wanted to change that, I press and hold read. It goes to W for write. And I can increase that or decrease that by toggling these red and yellow. So I can go 0.11, 0.12, etc. Go to 0.11, same difference. Now I've changed it, so then I go exit, exit again, and now I press and hold right, and it will write it to the timer. Okay, and that's how you change the timing. If you want to go and change something with the servo, you click setup. So there we go. And then you could toggle through all of this. So for example, servo, I'm on servo now, I say press and hold at start position. I can move up through the positions now, toggling. That's function 1, function 2, function 3. You see the servo moves every time to the position for each function. So DT position. So for example, if I wanted to change the position of the servo for DT position, I go there, then I click read again, and it's adjust. And I can press these two buttons to adjust the servo position as needed. Right? When I'm done, I just exit again, or escape, I should say, not exit. All right, back to this. You can set up the altimeter. You can set up the timer. So here, I'll go back to setup here. History, we don't want that. Info, time view, servo, tracker. So here you can toggle the tracker on and off. And you can toggle the flasher on and off. So let's see. Flasher's on auto. That means that it will automatically come on. This is flasher off. This is flasher auto. So we're leaving it on. So if you plug a flasher into this little port here, it will have power. Okay. And exit or escape. And that's basically how you operate the programming of this. As long as this is pointing at the little screen, and as long as this has got power, sometimes it'll auto shut off and you just have to press the start button to bring it back to life. All right, that's it.